Hello there guys, and welcome back to Reborn with Michael Watson. Today I'm going to talk about something that is so vital for your manifestations, your happiness, your health, wealth, success, everything. And that's why I want to jump into massive detail on this. Before I go into it and just tell you about this wonderful idea that's just sunk into my mind thanks to Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy, and wonderful teachers about God and the Bible, I want to ask you please to like, share and subscribe. Also comment down below if you find the video helpful. It really does help to get the video seen by more people. Also guys, I'm still on the hunt for 10 people to join my 3-month life-changing plan next year. Okay, it's going to be unbelievable. Spaces are going fast, okay? And the beautiful thing about it is you can spread the cost over even 3 months or 6 months, depending on what you want, because I have Klarna integrated on the website. It's not an expensive course, but I understand that we must have the help when we invest in ourselves. So that's why I've added this, okay? Going into this detail, okay? We must surrender to God. After a while, you have to start to surrender, let go, start to love, trust, know, all of these wondrous things, okay? What is it to surrender to God? Because, you know, when we're talking about feeling is the secret and to live in the end, live from the end, there's that point in between from the intention of the manifestation to the fruition of it. And that point in between is the most important part of manifestation, you see, because there needs to be this feeling of effortlessness with manifestation. That's why we got to learn to surrender truly. It's the missing ingredient of the law of assumption that it's told to us, but it's the part we forget. So to assume the feeling is to surrender, that's where we get this sort of thing stuck in our mind. Okay, we get really stuck in our mind of what we need to do in that moment, because what it is, we're brought up in a world where intense action is really sort of put up on a pedestal. For many years, the sort of motivational stance was get up at 4, do all your work 60-hour weeks, 80-hour weeks, and then you will become a billionaire. It's like, no, man, because the fact of the matter is, what is the whole reason why I delved into spirituality is because life is so special, and if you make it your whole self about work and intensity and all of this, you're lopsided. Okay, money, financial abundance, health, wealth, it is your divine right to have these things, you know, and the divine within you knows only good. It knows only wondrous good. And the fact is that when we are turning away from that wondrous good, that's when we're aligning with the dark. God is the light, and our awareness away from the light takes us to the dark, where life becomes really, really cheeky for us and really tough for us, okay? So when I say this to you, okay, and I say to you, look, you need to understand this in your mind, in your heart, okay? That God wants you to have all the things you desire, and God is the giver and the gift. This is what we need to remember. So it's like everything is already there. Okay, so to surrender to everything like that, to surrender to the infinite like that, that's when we really make a massive, massive shift in our awareness of everything. So to surrender to God is to surrender to the idea that everything that is created is of that energy, divine energy. You see, the love of my marriage, my wife, my home, my children, my finances, they're all just divine energy expressed as an idea. We live in a world of ideas expressed physically. So now we must fall in love with the idea of wealth, health, harmony, joy. You see, Neville Goddard and Joseph Murphy put it so fantastically that we need to start to understand that when we start to see the truth, see the divinity in all, that's when it's easier to surrender. So for example, I'm looking out my window in my office now, and there's clouds and the sun is shining off the clouds. There's divinity in that. The earth is pulled around the sun via gravity. There's a mathematical solution, a mathematical idea around that the earth goes around the sun. And that is divinity. That is a law. So at the end of the day, we live in a world of laws and divine action. So when I surrender to the law of the wish fulfilled, the law of assumption, okay? So I fall in love with the image in my mind, and as Neville Goddard would say, my own wonderful human imagination is where God lies. Then all I need to do is hold an image, a thought image in my mind, fall in love with it, then let it go and stay in the energy of that. So you just maintain that loving peace, that loving knowing. And that's why on my channel I talk about peace a lot, because at the end of the day, if you knew all your needs were going to be met at every moment of time, point of space, you'd be pretty easy about it. You wouldn't always be like running around celebrating and screaming. You just feel a quiet peace, a simmering of gratitude, a simmering of love, and then out of that, moments will make it flourish even more. Moments will make it flourish and grow. So we must learn to surrender to God. Also, if you are having real issues, monetary issues, problems, hand them over to God, knowing that the answer will come. So one of the sayings that I like to get from Joseph Murphy is, I hand over, and I'm making this saying up, but it is inspired by him. I hand over all my troubles to God, knowing that the divine solution always comes. Easily, effortlessly. I'm always divinely guided to the solution. And I always have more than enough in my life, more than I could ever need in my life. And that's what I want to say to you guys now, okay? This is how you surrender to God. You start to have faith that you don't have to do as much. We think we have to do so much in the creative process. You do not add power to the omnipotent. You do not add power to this. All you do is direct your thoughts towards the end that you want. And then you just stay lovingly in that energy. And that energy is not constantly thinking about it. It's just a peaceful, easy flow of life. You start to let life guide you. You start to let God guide you. I'm divinely guided in all my ways. I say it all the time. I say it all the time. And I see it and I say it, and it feels wonderful to say it. And I hope you understand this, okay? So that's where I'm at with this point. So that's how you surrender to God. I hope you found this helpful, guys. I really appreciate all of you who help this channel to be seen by others. All of my wonderful clients that I work with from all over the world. To see you guys growing, healing and creating, and to connect with you all means so much to me. Watch this space, because I want to find a way to connect to more and more and more of you over the next year or two. Loving light to you all. Thank you so much. Take care.